President Trump said the United States has militarily defeated Iran. But hang on a minute. If this war does not end as quickly as possible, American families and the rest of the world could be headed to a similar time in history like the Great Depression. I know that might sound too extreme, but you never know. Anything is possible. If this war is truly over, then why do we have this?
A ship attacked in the Strait of Hormuz. This is the first time in 9 weeks. It's a cargo ship that had just passed through the Strait of Hormuz. It was attacked by Iran. A strike that leaves any sort of an agreement between Trump and Iran as shaky and amorphous. And what we know about this attack is that a cargo ship was hit by a one-way attack drone, according to the Wall Street Journal.
But wait, I thought Iran has been militarily defeated, according to the president.
I can't tell you for sure. I don't like to say this. We've won this. This war has been won.
We are in a position of dominance that nobody's ever seen before. We've essentially defeated Iran.
We keep hearing Iran war is over. We keep hearing there is a deal. We keep hearing there is a ceasefire. We keep hearing victory speeches, strong words, and big promises. But then somehow the strike continues. And that is where this story gets serious, folks. Because in the latest development, report says the United States carried out fresh strikes on the Iranian targets after the United States officials accused Iran of violating the ceasefire and transmission in the Strait of Hormuz. So my question is very simple. If the war is over, why are we having strikes everywhere? If peace has arrived, as the president said, why have military targets still been hit? If this is finished, why is Pentagon still asking for billions more? My friends, this is the part that should bother every American. Because politicians can say the war is over on television. But families do not pay bills with television statements. No, that's not how it works. Families pay gas prices. Families pay grocery prices. Families pay with taxes. Families pay with stress. And people across the world pay with fear. And that is why this conversation matters, because war does not end just because a leader declares victory. No. War ends when the shooting stops. War ends when families stop waiting for the next deadline. War ends when sheep can move safely, when soldiers can come home, when civilians can breathe, when governments stop asking for more money to continue the same conflict they said was finished. And here is the painful truth. Every time Washington says, this is almost over, ordinary people should ask them this question. Then why does it keep costing more? Because now we are hearing about more funding, more military spending, more weapons, more strikes, more warnings, more threats, more uncertainty. And somehow we're still supposed to call this peace. I just don't understand why we can call this peace. This is not peace. That is war wearing a peace costume. And Americans should not be fooled by a costume. Because if the war is truly over, then stop expanding it. If the mission is complete, then stop asking for emergency money. If Americans already won, then why are American families still being asked to pay for the deal? That is the question. And I know some people will say, well, America has to be strong. I understand. Yes, Americans should be strong. But strength is not the same as endless war. Strength is not pretending everything is under control while the cost keeps rising. Strength is not saying mission is accomplished while mission keeps changing. Real strength is knowing when enough is enough. And let's talk about the cost. Because this is not just about foreign policy. This is kitchen table policy. When fuel price rises, families feel it. When shipping becomes risky, businesses feel it. When diesel costs more, deliveries cost more as well. They go hand in hand together. When airline paid more for fuel, travelers pay more as well. That's how it works. When Pentagon needs more money, taxpayers pay more. So when politicians say, don't worry, the war is under control, I want them to explain that to the parent standing at gas station watching the numbers climb. Explain that to the family cutting back on groceries. Explain that to the workers driving on 2 jobs. Explain that to the young person who already thinks holding it home is becoming impossible. Because war always finds its way back home. It may start far away. It may be fought on maps most people never look at. It may be discussed in rooms most people will never enter. But the cost walks right into your house. Yeah, into your house. It walks straight into your budget. It shows up in your debt. It shows up in your anxiety. It shows up when your family asks, what do we cut this month? And that is why I'm tired of hearing folks say the war is over. Why is everything around the war keeps moving? The war is over, but the war keeps going forward. I don't understand. And when leaders speaks about war like it's a chessboard, regular folks becomes the pieces. That is what makes this so painful. The people who talk the loudest about war are often the safest from it. They're not the ones choosing between gas and grassroots. They're not the ones waiting for a loved one near a conflict zone. They're not the ones trying to sleep while the next strike is breaking news. They're not the ones paying prices. No. But they are always the one giving speeches and telling you that all will be well. Why they keep fighting? And my friends, the speeches are getting old. We're getting tired of them. We're getting tired of all those speeches because we have seen this movie before. First, they say the mission is clear. Then they say the enemy is weak. Then they say victory is close. Then they say they need little money. Little money every time. Little more money every time. Then they say the conflict is complicated. Then years later, Americans look back and ask, this is not work. That is why we need to ask the question right now. Not later, not after the money is gone, not after families are hurt. We need to ask the question right now, not after the conflict becomes normal. We have to ask now. Where is the end goal of this Iran war, please? What does victory actually mean? How much will this cost? Who authorized this in the first place? How long will this continue? And why should American people believe the war is over when government keeps asking like it is not? Those are fair questions, folks. Those are patriotic questions. Those are questions every citizen should ask before another dollar or another life gets pulled into another conflict. And let me be very clear. Being against endless war does not mean you hate America. No. It means you care enough to question the people who spend Americans' money and risks people's life. It means you believe soldiers are not political props. It means you believe taxpayers are not blank checks. It means you believe civilians across the world are not background noise. It means you believe peace should mean something. That's what you believe. Because right now, the word peace is being used too cheaply. The real peace does not require new strikes every week. The real ceasefire does not feel like a pause button before the next explosion. A real ending does not come with an $80 billion bill. No. A real victory does not leave families asking where everything still feels well. So here's my message to Mr. President and to Hexet and to the Congress and to every official who keeps telling the public this war is under control. Stop selling American slogans. Give them answers. Stop telling people the war is over while asking them to pay for more money. Stop acting like questioning military action is weakness. Stop pretending the public cannot see the contradictions in your words. Because the American can see it very clearly. They can see the headlines. They can see the gas prices. They can see the spending requests. They can see the warnings. They can see the conflict continuing while leaders keep saying everything is fine. And across the world, people can feel it too. They feel it in fear. They feel it in instability, in instability. They feel it in uncertainty of not knowing what tomorrow brings. That is why this is bigger than politics. This is bigger than Trump. This is bigger than one party. This is about where leaders can keep calling something over, while ordinary people keep paying the cost. And my answer is no. If the war is over, prove it with diplomacy. Prove it with stopping the strikes. Prove it with bringing clarity to Congress. Bring it with lowering costs on families. Prove it by respecting human lives at home and abroad. Because war is not over when politicians say it is over. No. War is over when the consequences stop landing on other people. So let me ask you, do you believe this Iran war is really over? Or do you think Americans have been told it's over when the cost keeps growing. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. And if you haven't liked and subscribed to this channel, please like and subscribe. Because peace should not be a slogan. Peace should be real. Thank you very much.